Hello, welcome to the Credit Podcast episode numero uno. I'm your host, Pat O'Hara, for those that don't know. This little project is just essentially a reason for me to get in the same room with my favorite creatives and talk about what we love. I've done a little intro episode, I guess. Only goes for like 2 minutes. If you want to listen to that beforehand, it goes into a little bit more detail, but not a whole lot. So I'm excited you finally get to hear these episodes because they've been banked up for quite a while, and I wasn't sure if they were going to get released before I went to Europe, but they are. I'm not sure how often they'll be released, but that's yet to be decided. I'm going to keep this bit short and sharp because I've done this intro like a solid 15 times and they're not getting any better. So the quicker I get through this, the better it is for all of us. My guest on this podcast is a guy by the name of Grit Van, one of my favorite photographers, one of my favorite people. Has one of those iconic styles that when you see his photo like pop up in your feed or wherever you see it, you instantly know it's his. Iconic in that way. Is such an inspiring person, such an interesting person. So hopefully you stick through the chat. I found it super interesting. It does go for quite a while, but we delve into some pretty interesting topics, and he's such a good guest to talk to. So I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. If you have anyone you think would be great to get on the podcast, let me know. I've got a heaps big list, but always interested to see what you guys think. So yeah, let me know. I hope you enjoy this one. All right. So guest, introduce yourself, and introduce yourself overall as a person. What are you?
Grit Van.
What are you?
I don't even know, man. If anything, a social documentarian.
Interesting.
I'd say.
Through a visual format?
Yeah, photojournalism.
Yeah.
Photos.
Interesting. So why Grit? Because that's not your actual name. And you don't have to disclose your actual name if you don't want to. I always wanted to ask you, where did Grit come from?
Grit came from... It started in Corey Ward's bedroom.
Fuck, I remember that cunt. Fuck.
I think it was maybe 2015. And it was Bevan Dickerson, James Catherine, and myself. And we were just bagging each other out. Relentlessly. Back and forth.
Yeah.
It got ridiculous. And we ended up... We couldn't really say anything else that would offend anyone.
What do you mean? You just gone through everything?
We just we were dry of bags, man. And Bevan ended up just looking at his fingers. He was like, "You know what you are? You're the fucking grit under my fingernails." And I fucking just stuck.
It just stuck.
And literally it stuck, hey.
Yeah, so it started as an insult and then you just kind of kept it.
And now it's an alter ego.
Yeah.
But it's dominant.
Yeah, well, because I feel uncomfortable calling you by your actual name.
Yeah.
Because if I, I'll tell I'll say it to my mum, I'm going to, his house today. Because if I say I'm going to Grit's house, she'll be like, what?
Who the fuck's that?
Who's Grit?
Yeah.
Why is he called Grit? And I was like, it's not worth explaining.
Yeah.
But, do you know what I mean?
No, absolutely. I think I took it on pretty hard. Especially when I came out of rehab, man, I was so fucking sober.
Yeah.
To the point of I almost felt high. That's how sober I was.
Really?
I didn't like it, eh?
Right.
I didn't like it whatsoever. And I wasn't taking many photos. And I completely just put that aside, and I guess I was focusing on myself,
Yeah.
But I was like, this is not me. I can't. It's not me. So I just picked up the camera, and I started taking photos of exactly what I wanted to take photos of.
Yeah.
And I started writing about what I wanted to take, or what I wanted to write about, and it started coming through as it was really in your face. And that's the kind of person I am. And that's grit.
Yeah. So, like, where the whole photography thing started for you, it was before.
Oh, way before.
Way before. So,
yeah.
where did it, like, originally come from? Because I developed it pretty, like, late.
Yeah.
I only got into it, like, maybe, like, a year. Like, I've always been interested in it,
Yeah.
but I never started doing it until, like, a year out of high school. It was
Yeah,
super
right.
late for me.
Yeah.
But where did it start for you?
It started at a young age, like a really, really young age. It was between like 7 and 10, is when I started, when I started really taking like a noticeable interest in just constantly like having a reminder of things. Like, at the time it was really like family and like always being shown this is your family and through photos. I was like, okay, like these are fucking cool, like this thing I'm holding, and it said in the back like Fujifilm. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Like, sick. I was like, this, like you took this with a thing in your hand and that's like,
you made a physical copy of this memory.
It like blew my fucking mind, man. Yeah. I was like, this is unreal. And then I started really like just playing with mum's cameras, or the few she had, and like, and I ended up like breaking the one. Like, I was like, I'll never ever do it now. I was like fucking fingering the curtain of the.
No.
I was like, what the fuck is this thing? Like, I still think about it. I'm like, I don't know. If I didn't do that, and I've never done it since.
Well, yeah, 100%. But like, you understand the ramifications of it now. But like,
yeah, and I just started playing with mum's cameras, and then just over time, like it just got more and more, and then I just started thinking about photos more and more, and then it almost became crippling. It was, and still is now, to the point where like I'm purely looking at things in frames. Like,
yeah, like that would be a good photo. That wouldn't. Kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's constantly judging things, but never in like ever a bad way,
Yeah. You're just looking for like the next opportunity.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I'm always looking, like, say if I were to just walk to the bus stop, like walk to the bus stop is the best fucking thing ever.
Yeah.
And it's only like 3 minutes up the road, but that 3 minutes, there's this one car up the road. It's like this shitty fucking Hyundai.
Yeah.
It is so beaten up, like rusted white. And on the inside, this lady's got these like brown, like fake cow print seats.
Oh, really?
And this weird blue tinge on the window. It looks like, every time I see it, I'm like, that is, just by itself, every time I look at it, it makes me feel really happy, because I'm like, that is always there. I've taken a few photos of it. I have it on my computer. I have it on my negatives.
Yeah.
And it's everything. Every time I walk by, I'm like, I think of that. I'm like, I really fucking like that.
Yeah.
And that's something I didn't do. That's something someone else has done. I don't know, like consciously, but not in that idea or sense whatsoever.
Yeah, they've just done it because like, oh, it looks cool. It's a nice addition to my car, kind of thing. But you're looking at it like
photo value.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love that shit. I mean, like walking just like a fucking like crumpled up Coke can in the gutter is super fucking interesting.
So this is what I love about your stuff, but like I don't think I could ever do, because you just notice these little things where I'm just like, it's a Coke can on the ground.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it might be a good photo, but I'm so entrapped in the whole, if I take a photo of it, like, who's going to care kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, doing it for, I think in some cases, like, the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
But you're very much, the thing I love about your kind of photography is, what did I write here? So we both live on the northern beaches, grew up here.
Yeah.
We went to the same school. You were a year above me.
I think it was a few years above.
What year did you graduate?
2012.
All right, so you're 2 years above me.
Yeah.
So so we grew up here, so we understand what it's about. But
same
like,
time, yeah.
Yeah, same kind of era. But like, you capture this like subculture of like rawness.
Yeah.
I don't know. The northern beaches is such like a protected kind of area.
Yeah.
No one ever leaves it, but like there's like, it's so nice, filled with like, pretty backyards and like rich people. But you capture like this kind of like underground kind of scene that exists, that not a lot of people think exists here.
Yeah, man. It's like you go take a walk through like Oaks Avenue in DY.
Yeah.
Like 11, like maybe between like 11 and 1 in the morning on a council cleanup. I guarantee you're gonna snap the fucking best photo.
Yeah.
It's cool shit, and it's just walking the streets at the right time, and maybe being in the right place. You don't even need to be in the right place, you know. It's just walking around with your camera. And I always just look at the floor. Hey, I'm always staring at the floor.
You mentioned this, but you also you like taking photos of people's shoes and feet.
Yeah.
But why? And explain why that is. Because you explained it to me, and I was like, that's so interesting.
I don't know. I like shoes. I've always liked shoes, but I never had like any like sick shoes.
Right.
You know, when I was like growing up, I always had like, I had a pair of Volleys for ages.
Yeah.
And then like it moved to a pair of like purple Globes that I got off my mate for like $20.
Yeah.
And then I started like taking a real interest in people's shoes and like their choices in what they wore on their feet.
Yeah.
As a people fucking walk, man. And it's a decision you make every day. Like, I'm going to go outside and you put shoes on.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's the people who take like the effort into like buying a pair of boots, and it's like the only fucking pair of boots you wear.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much what I do. Like,
Exactly,
I've got Connie's, but
yeah, that shit looks like you've worn that shit.
okay. Well, to be fair, they look more worn this week because on Saturday I stepped in concrete, like wet concrete. I had to wash it off with a fire hose.
Just signing your name.
No, well, I was walking like from work to like a car park.
Yeah.
And they didn't border off like one of the corners, so I
fuck.
wasn't watching. I just went bang, bang, 2 feet in concrete, and they went, holy shit, wash that off soon.
Oh my
and I was
God.
like, "Ugh." So I found a fire hose and just washed it off. But now they look heaps more worn. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like,
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know, especially like in a live music setting, stages most time are like up here, right? They're like halfway up your body where you're standing. And their feet are right fucking there, you know?
Yeah.
I think that shit looks cool, like personally.
Especially from that angle, do you know what I mean? Like if you're doing it just in normal, like regular life, you have to get like on your hands and knees, like flat on the ground to get that sort of angle. Whereas like if it's elevated, you're looking right at the feet.
Yeah. Oh, there's been times where I'm like laying on the floor under the drums to get a picture of Bill smashing the fucking kick drum. But I don't know, it's something about feet that it's like, it sounds really fucking weird, eh? But I don't know, not weird, but it's not. I just really fucking like it, eh?
I see, I get it, but like other people be like, oh, feet, like he's a freak kind of thing. But like no, if they understand like the whole premise of what like people's shoes and like the effort people put into shoes, and stuff, like as a fashion choice, but also like as a utility kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. You go into like, if you go into the city and you just like notice people's feet, especially women, like they're flogging themselves in high heels like all day. That shit, like
it is painful.
I don't know what it sucks, but from what I've heard, it fucking sucks.
I can only imagine.
And like I like to, like if you take a photo of that, like it means something more than just like a lady's feet, you know. It's stress, it's anger, it's constant like blistering, like you know, it's whatever her job may be. It's,
all for the sake of like looking the part,
you know.
And like
But what does that mean?
I
like shoes, man.
Yeah.
Just wear a fucking pair of boots.
Yeah.
You know, get one pair of boots, wear them day in, day out. I reckon that's all you need.
I agree with you, but like it's like people with cars. Like people will get like put a fuck ton of money into their cars, whereas I'm just like, if it gets me from point A to B safely, that's all I want in a car. I don't care what color it is. I don't care what model it is. Yeah,
absolutely. No, I fully get that. My brother loves his cars.
Yeah,
and he's got cool taste in cars. He's had some pretty cool cars, but I don't see it the way he sees it, and that's purely him. And I fucking love him for that.
But then, like, you look at your cameras and stuff, and it's completely different.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like people who aren't into it, they'd be like, if it takes a good picture, like, it's fine. But then, like, we fall in love with our gear.
Yeah, it's
kind
full
of thing,
geeking out.
because we fully rely on it.
Yeah.
And, like, it's like an extension of our body to an extent.
Yeah. Everyone has their cameras, you know? Like, in a sense, everyone has their little froth station where they can just go and, you know, be themselves.
Yeah.
And some people more than others, you know. But Yeah, cameras. Yeah, it's exactly the same. Like cameras and cars, to shoes to. It's all
They're all just
extensions.
objects that people hold like
Yeah.
so much value in.
For real. But it's like, I don't know. I feel strange if I don't have a camera on me.
Do you? Like,
Yeah.
because I like that was one of the things. Like, so we've been hanging out for a few weeks.
Yeah.
And that was one thing like I've kind of got from you is like, I feel naked without a camera as well. But
Yeah.
I'll always like make an effort to put it away sometimes.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, just to give myself like a bit of a headspace. But
Yeah.
you constantly have a camera on you.
I can't put it away.
Yeah.
I can't. If it's put away, I'm thinking about it being put away.
Yeah. Like a kid locked up.
Yeah. It's. I give it constant love. I clean it all the time. Like, you look after your cameras will look after you, and that's completely right. That's completely true. But I can't, like, I've got cameras in my case now that, like, I'm itching just to get out.
Yeah.
But I know I don't need to.
Yeah, right.
But I want to, like, really, really bad. But it's like, I know I only carry these two. I'll only ever carry 2 or 3 cameras. That's quite a lot.
That's more than most people, because I only ever carry like, unless I'm like on a gig or like hired, I'll only ever have one on my person.
Yeah.
Whether it be my like it'll always be my film one if I'm just going out. But like if it's a hired shoot, I'll take my digi.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's cool, man. I used to just roll around with my like digital all the time. That was my only camera for a while. Like, especially when I just couldn't afford to steal film anymore and couldn't afford to buy film anymore. I just started rolling around with my digital all the time. And that's like cool. I still love shooting digital. It's great. It's fucking heaps fun. And it makes shooting film a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Because when you got your film out, you just know what to do.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, you've looked at that. Like, you've looked at your levels so many times. You looked at that little pin moving so many times. You kind of just, like, muscle memory know what to do.
Yeah. Fuck.
Oh, my God.
I hope the mics pick that up. That was terrifying.
Jesus Christ.
All right, subject change.
All
Oh,
right.
not really, but like so like you started taking, so like you were kind of entranced with the whole photography thing because you saw like the physical copy of photos.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, so that was at what, 7 or 8?
Yeah, like
And
7, 8, 9.
Take us through like the progression of how it then turned into you shooting like up to this moment kind of thing. Like a quick kind of history of Grit.
So, my mum and grandma showed me photography pretty much as a whole. And from like, 7, 8, 9, it started through into like late primary school. I started like noticing photos everywhere and noticing like other people's photos and like photo books and all that. And then when I got to like year 7, I had like already got my first like film camera and I'd shot my like first roll of film.
Yeah, right.
And I like had no fucking clue what I was doing, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing, but I thought it was the fucking best thing ever.
Right.
Like, the push of the button to the advancing of the film, every click of that, like, I don't know, it got me off pretty hard. And then I got a digital camera in like year 8, I think. Yeah, like 2008. I started shooting digital. Yeah, and that's when I shot my first show at Yo-Yo's since 2008.
Yeah, so which is like, for those that don't know, there's like a staple.
A youth center.
There's a youth center on the Northern Beaches where a lot of local bands would play and stuff, but a lot of like bands who are like big names now kind of started out.
Yo-Yo's.
I missed it because I missed that whole scene, but I had friends in my year who would go was it Friday night?
Yeah.
Friday night at Yo-Yo's was like the thing.
I don't know, all with like Simo and
fucking yeah. So like
that,
the DS boys, like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
started doing shit like that.
Yeah.
Perspectives. Did Trophy Eyes play it?
I'm not too sure. I would assume so.
I'd assume like they're in that kind of scene.
Yeah.
kind of thing. But
I
then
just
like,
remember when Oceano played there.
yeah, I've heard about this before.
Holy shit. That was the most torn up I've seen that place, but there was some cool shows. I got my favorite poster someone gave me from Yo-Yo's. It's a signed 50 Lions and Pirates and Maze poster.
50 Lions, fuck.
And I was like, at the time, and probably still like now, like 50 Lions are one of my favorite bands.
Yeah.
And like some like hardcore band from Byron, you know.
Well, because the lead singer is Winston McCall's brother.
Austin
hey?
McCall, yeah. And then I saw them play again at the Baldface Stag in like 2010 or 2011. That was cool. I shot that show.
Hectic.
That was cool. That's when like Perspectives and all that played, and that was like that big like 2-stage show. It was like a full day thing.
Wow.
Like so many bands played, and then pretty much from there it just started. Once I left high school, I literally just started having a camera on me all the time.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, let's further this knowledge because this is all I can do really. Let's study. So I went to college.
Yeah.
It wasn't that great.
Like what?
It killed photography for me.
In what way?
It made me do it for the wrong reasons. It was like someone gave me a piece of paper, or someone gave you a piece of paper. It's like, you need to go and shoot these portraits, go. And we're going to grade you on them to see how good you are.
Which is, like, to me is fucked because I haven't studied photography or anything like that. But to me, like, coming at it from, like, an art sense, like, it's like, why, how can you possibly grade this? Like, how do you grade this?
Like, who's to say?
It's subjective. It's, like, photography is nothing but subjective. Like, you call it what you want, like, whatever. It's subjective. People hold meaning in it and other people don't. Like, that's how it works.
Yeah.
But who's to say, like, if your fucking tutor doesn't like that photo, it's like, well,
they're going to give you a bad grade and you're going to fail.
Yeah, but it's like, I put my heart and soul into it. Like, how do you not see that kind of thing?
And yeah, that's exactly right. And that is the reason it kind of like killed my love for photography for quite some time, for like pretty much like 3/4 of the time I was there.
So how long was the course?
It was like 2 years. So like a year and a half I was there.
Yeah.
I resented taking photos.
Really?
And then it got to the end of it, and that's when we had our 2 exhibitions. I was like, all right, fuck you. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You can grade me whatever the fuck you want, but this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I went and like, I did these 4 series of photos. I showed you the one of me like hanging myself.
Yeah.
There's a one I shot myself, I shot up, and there was a coke overdose.
Yeah.
I put them in a room under the stairs in this exhibition. I had to have a warning on the door. I said to them, they're like, my lecturer at the time, she was like, you can't fucking do this. And I was like, why? Like, why can't I?
Yeah.
And she was like, no, you're absolutely right. Let's do it. I was like, sick.
Wow.
So we did
it.
What,
she didn't even give you an answer. She just clicked and was like, yeah, you're right.
And that's when I started shooting faceless portraits.
Yeah. That was a big thing we've talked about.
It's like, you go out and do a series of portraits on the people of the rocks in Sydney. It's like, they all fucking look the same, man.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's pretty miserable in the city. Like,
yeah,
I'd rather shoot their chin and chest and legs and feet, you know? Like, I don't want to shoot their face.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, subjective. For me, it's more interesting, and I can portray someone better through shooting their body than their face.
Well, see, the way I think about it, and like you mentioned this to me a few weeks ago, and it kind of like took a while to sink in for me, but like shooting their body is like the ultimate portrayal of how they want to be seen. Do you know what I mean? Like we only have a certain amount of control over how we look.
Yeah.
In terms of like our facial features and whatever.
But it's mannerisms.
It's our like clothing that we choose to wear.
Yeah.
Our like body language and stuff like that, and that's how they like portray themselves to the world, kind of thing. And you're just documenting that.
Yeah, No, that's exactly right. It's the mannerisms I like of people that they subconsciously do,
Yeah.
that I like to take photos based around those, because they'll understand that as soon as they see that, they'll be like, oh fuck, like I really like, I actually do that,
Yeah.
you know, like, or like I do play with my thumbs a certain way, or like I do stand with my feet at a certain angle.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to bring out people's
Like insecurity.
insecurities. I'm trying to create something from it, you know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
You're just
make
trying
it-
to understand it.
Yeah, it's I really like looking back at these, and I like to look at people's mannerisms. Like I
Yeah.
like to really study people's body language, and it's, I don't know, I've done that for a while. Like
Yeah.
everyone does. You people watch.
Yeah.
You know? Like everyone.
But
does
also
it.
like if you're subject someone you know quite intimately or like personally, like
Yeah.
you understand them and like you understand
Yeah.
like what their body language means, or like when they say certain things, like how it comes across, kind of thing.
Yeah, you know what makes people tick,
Exactly.
and when you start learning that, and when you can just like start acknowledging that people are feeling a certain way through their body language in public, it can make for great photos.
Yeah.
Or you just gotta fucking walk away.
Yeah.
You know,
Because then they start performing, kind of thing.
it's yeah. I don't know. There's always a right and a wrong time to take a photo.
Yeah, I agree with that
Yeah.
actually, because like I've been watching a lot of like YouTube documentaries on like street photographers and stuff, and some of them will be like, you just no permission, like I don't want people performing, I want to jump in front of their face and like get that
Yeah.
shot. But then other people are like, I'll always ask permission because I feel like people have a right to like dictate how they're seen in photos, kind
Yeah.
of thing. And I was like, that's two very interesting and different ends of the spectrum.
I understand that, and I think that all the fucking time.
Like I think I'll only ask permission if it's a kid.
Yeah.
Because, like, if there's a kid out in public, chances are their parents are around. So,
Yeah.
like, I'll always ask the parents, like, do you mind? It's a great photo. Like,
Yeah.
I'm happy to send them to you or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But if, like, or if it ruins the shot kind of thing. Like, I was getting the ferry home on Monday. And there was a guy on, like, the outside of the ferry, like, just
Yeah.
next to the, like, on the seats outside. And he was, like, just, like, doing, like, manuals on his skateboard.
Oh,
And,
fuck
like,
yeah.
I was like, what the fuck are you doing? But, like, if I had gone up and asked him, like, can I take a photo of you? It would have ruined, like...
Yeah.
He was kind of in his zone, like
No, I get
headphones
you.
on. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. People in their own world,
exactly.
and that's exactly where they are. That's where they want to be.
100%.
And yeah, you sometimes just leave them alone.
Yeah.
There's this one photographer I like admire, Mark Cohen. He is like, I'll get in your fucking face.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's full on the way he takes photos.
Yeah, right.
But it's unreal. But he does it with such confidence, man. It's
Yeah, I feel like you have to. Like, if you're half-assing it, like, the people can just say, fuck off.
yeah. He doesn't like. He'll literally like. He'll walk by you. Like he's an old boy now.
Yeah.
He was huge in the 70s, 80s, 90s. He still takes photos now.
Yeah.
But his style's like, he literally like, he's got his camera and he's got a little flash in the other hand.
Yeah.
And he'll just like sit there and watch. And then he'll be like, oh, yep. Hit the legs up to this one bloke, snap a photo, literally like borderline, like maybe like 15 centimeters away from this bloke's jaw. He's like, done, walks away. And then like, there's this video of him. I should really show it to you, man.
Please, God.
He goes up, and the way he explains
Yeah.
like this composition to like this documentary crew, he's completely infatuated by what he's doing. He's like, there's no one else around, but he's in public.
Yeah.
He's like, you go up to this guy, look at his jaw, you can see it right here. I'll take a photo of you, take it right here. Look at it, look at the angles, like his jaw. You get a bit of it with his chest, you can come up this angle and get it right here. It's like,
Whoa.
like, you're on fire, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know exactly what you're doing. You
Yeah.
know exactly what you want.
Yeah, which is
Like-
crazy.
Like that's a huge, like, he's a huge inspiration to me, especially when I'm out taking photos in public.
Yeah.
And it's when you want to get into people's faces and when you should like know not when to.
Yeah.
But it always comes down to like legally and morally.
Yeah.
So legally, what you can take a photo of, and morally, what you should
What's
and
right,
shouldn't
yeah.
take a photo of. That's all I think about.
Yeah.
So I always think about the legalities and the morals.
Well, legally, you can pretty much take a photo anywhere as long as it's in public.
Yeah, exactly.
But then morally, it's like, oh, should
Yeah.
I? Like, that's why, I
take this
can't.
photo?
I think legally I can take photos of
Yeah.
kids. Like, just if they're in public, like walking down the street or whatever.
Yeah.
But like morally, it's like, oh, that doesn't seem right. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I know. I've always wanted to take pictures of cops.
yeah. I took a photo of these two cops at the Sydney Opera House because I went into the city the other day just to take photos.
They kick off.
No, I shot them when their backs were turned, but they were laughing at this fucking dude who was I'm not sure if you saw my Instagram story, but it was this dude who'd set up a tripod, like obviously a tourist in front of the Opera House, and he was like jumping, trying to get a shot of him midair. And so he's on the ground level, and the cops are at like the top of the stairs, and they're just watching this guy, and they're laughing their heads off. And I tried to get a photo of it, but I'm not sure it turned out. But
I'm sure that's alright.
Yeah, but
you know, when like a cop's having a good time, but when the cop's in a good mood.
Yeah, but when it's like, I don't know, when shit kicks off.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what can I do here?
I think police make great subjects.
I agree with you.
Well,
they're a physical embodiment of the law. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I think like they make flawless subjects. If I was to shoot on the L35, I always want to go up and get super like detailed shot of cops.
Yeah.
But I've tried, and I've had like a cop kick off at me.
Really?
He's like, you can't fucking, it's illegal. Like, what the fuck's your name? Like, give me your license. I'm like, mate, we're in public.
Is it illegal? Because I reckon I honestly reckon they throw that out a lot because people are just like, is it?
I don't think it's legal.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think it's illegal. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I don't because like, what's the difference between that and like filming filming cops? Because people film cops all the time.
No, exactly. They're like, you're in a public place.
Yeah.
You're a member. Oh, you're a part of the public.
Yeah.
You're a law enforcer,
yeah.
And that's where they think they can. You can't fucking do this, but yeah, I think you can take photos of cops.
I think you should be allowed to,
yeah.
As long as it doesn't infringe on what they're doing. Like, if they're trying to, like, arrest someone and you're getting in their face, like, it's like, dude, like, obviously read the room kind of thing. But
no, but that's where I want to be.
No, but, take photos and then the guy being arrested. But, like, if you're physically, like, in between the cop and the guy getting arrested.
If I'm interfering,
Yeah, that's what I mean, like, interfering. Like, obviously, I still think you should be allowed to take it if they're doing it. Like, if they're not doing anything wrong, what's the fucking... Exactly. They're all supposed to be wearing body cams now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Anyway? So it's like...
Yeah, no, it's a huge grey area.
Yeah.
Massive grey area.
All right, next question.
All right.
So you're very much in like terms of like a DIY till you die kind of person.
Yeah.
That's why?
You just do it your fucking self.
Why?
It's like only way to do it.
Yeah.
I feel I can get things done better if I do it myself. I don't like giving someone... No, I'll take that back. Haircuts.
Right.
I wouldn't go to a fucking hairdresser and be like, I want this and this.
Why not?
I know they'll fuck it up and it's not the way I want it.
But like, they've been trained, they're a trained professional.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they be able to do it right?
Unless you can like specifically tell them like absolutely 100% as they're going what to do, go for it. But then you're teaching them. It's personal opinion. Like, I've always shaved my face and sides of my head with clippers.
Yeah.
Since I left high school, I haven't had a haircut.
Yeah, me neither.
St. Paul's, man.
Oh.
Like, haircuts.
The haircut, it's a traumatizing thing. Like, we had to have a short back and sides, your hair couldn't touch your collar. And then as soon as I haven't cut my hair since the week before schoolies.
Yeah.
And
I shaved my head the week after I left school.
Yeah?
And I started from like bald.
Started from scratch.
But yeah.
But what's the attraction to you? Because like, it's not even just DIY. It's just you like physical things and doing it yourself. Like, we developed film last week, and we spent hours doing it.
Working with your hands, Like, it's physically working with your hands.
Do you find it more rewarding?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Even if the results aren't as good?
Oh, man, it's still great.
Yeah.
I reckon even if someone else could have done it better and I still tried and it came out all right,
Yeah.
I'm fucking stoked.
Yeah, because I put it in.
Yeah. Like, I'll be more than happy to take on any form of teaching.
Yeah.
By all means. But if I'm doing it with my hands, it's going to make me feel so good.
Yeah.
And that's something that's something that's super important to me, is doing things myself and with my hands.
Yeah.
You know? Like, film is hands-on.
Yeah. Well, it can be and it can't be. Like, it depends what which way you want to go about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can get Canon AE1 kind of thing with like these super nice lenses, and you shoot the film roll, and it's like as if it's digital. Like, I did it with Riley's camera.
Yeah.
And I looked at them going, this is great. Like, they're so clean, but like to me, it ruined.
Yeah.
It ruined the attraction of film to me, because I want it to be dirty. I want it to be like fucking light leaks. I want it to be imperfect kind of thing. And that's why I ruin so many of my photos, like with grain and shit, because it's like I don't want it to be this perfect photo. I want it to capture something.
No, no, I absolutely understand that. Some film cameras come out so clean they're borderline like digital. You know, it's like the Canon EOS 1 and the EOS 1N.
Yeah.
Those things, like James Natchwaite uses one. But they're great cameras. They can take a fucking flawless photo. They take a better photo than the Mark II or the Mark III.
Yeah.
But it's like commercial, you know? It's like clean.
It's like, to me, it's like, what's the point?
It's like, use the Rolly.
Yeah.
That thing is full hands-on.
It's like, you have to know what you're doing to use that. Like, I still don't know what I'm doing with it.
I love that camera. It's great. It's like the most hands-on camera I've used.
Yeah.
And everything.
Well, I don't know how you could get more hands-on, because you control everything in that thing. There's no batteries. It's all mechanical.
Yeah, absolutely mechanical. Yeah. The back plate flips up from the bottom.
Yeah.
You gotta flip it back over. You gotta make sure not to get any fingerprints on it.
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
If you have a little fingerprint on it, like, that's just infuriating. But man, it's all like. Do you get it? Like, just working with your hands, like, it feels better.
I get it. No, I completely get it. Because, like, we developed film last week, and I was like, this is all I'm doing from now on.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think unless, like, I'm shooting for a client, and, like, I still haven't brought my skills up to date, like, in terms of developing film, like, my film from now on, I will develop myself. Because I love the idea of shooting, developing, and scanning, and printing all myself.
Yeah. The only thing we're not doing now that we should be doing is loading our own rolls.
Yeah, or like making our own film. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
man.
Imagine if we could fucking do that. That would be the best. Literally start to finish.
It'll be a lot of money.
100%, yeah.
But that would be very interesting.
Yeah.
I reckon I'm gonna try it one day.
One day. We have to.
Yeah.
It'd be rude not to. We had this discussion a few weeks ago, and we touched on it briefly, but like, how much of your self-worth is placed in this whole photography thing? Because mine, I'm at about 95%.
Yeah.
Like, if I have a bad gig, I don't, like, I've thought about what I'd do. It's so weird, because like 5 years ago, never would have thought I'd been doing this kind of thing. Like, I'm going on tour with a band in Europe for 2.5 months.
Yeah, you're going overseas, man.
Do you know what I mean? Like, 5 years ago, I wasn't even into photography.
Yeah.
In terms of like me doing it. But like, now I hold such value in what I do that if I don't do it well, like, I feel I've disappointed myself, like everyone around me kind of thing. What's it like for you?
It's very much the same, man. It's like, I'm calling it like full blown. I'm in at 110%.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing, I can't draw back from that.
No.
I've committed too many years of my life now into it that I can't start anything new.
Yeah.
Without being like super far behind.
Yeah.
Like, this is me, man. Like, this music.
Yeah.
Walking the streets. That's it. Like, I'm in it. I'm never fucking leaving it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's
Like-
the thing. Like, I don't know what else I'd do. I don't know what
Yeah.
other skills I have. Like, I've put so much hard work into making this my livelihood, or like trying to get it. So
Yeah.
like, work shitty jobs to like keep this afloat, kind of thing. I don't know what else I can do. And like, mum and dad are worried. Like, they're worried to an extent. Like, because they're like, we want you to have like
Yeah.
a backup plan. That's why I went to uni. It was kind of like, I wanted to do it, but also like, it was a large part. Like, they were like, we want you to have a degree.
Yeah.
But I don't think they've realized that that's my backup plan. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I get you. It's my parents. My parents were the same. They were worried
yeah,
when I started taking a full interest in it
yeah,
and purely just like rock and roll and photography and
Yeah.
graffiti and like,
all those like bad elements.
they got
of
fucking
society.
worried, man. And I get worried still, like
Yeah?
today. Like, it worries me a
In
lot.
what way?
Like, not many people do this
No.
and like can live off of it.
Yeah.
I don't see myself living off of it for the rest of my life.
No.
I want to,
Yeah.
and if I can, I will. I'll fucking do it. I'm doing it for the rest
See,
of my life.
I'm saying I will live off this. That's the only thing I like.
Yeah.
I have no other option but this. Like,
I have no other education in anything else.
yeah, this is all I want, and like, I've worked too hard
Yeah,
to get to this point to just like throw it away.
absolutely.
Like, I've done so many
It
free
means-
shoots
yeah, it
just to get
means-
experience.
Yeah, fuck
and it's
yeah,
just,
man.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, now I'm at a point where I can charge for things, and like, if people don't want to pay it, it's like, fair enough. But like, I hold value in my work
Yeah.
now.
I hold a very high value to my work,
Yeah.
but I also find it really hard to ask for money.
I'm with you, but like, I'll only ask for money if I know the band has money, or like
Yeah.
the people I know have money. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, no, I get you.
like Kaufman, like they played the Bolo,
Yeah.
and then Ben tried to give me some money after gigs. Like, dude, thank you so much for coming to shoot our show.
Fuck, man.
And whatever. I was like, fuck no, dude.
Yeah.
You put that money towards fixing the hole in
Seriously,
the roof. Your
yeah,
crowd's
fuck.
kicked in. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was like, no, this is you. I get more out of this than like you guys would. Like,
Yeah.
to me, this is like, it's self-fulfilling being here.
Yeah.
Watching this like thing happen at my local fucking bowls club.
Yeah.
Cunts have gone through the roof.
Like local bands, like friends bands. Fuck yeah. Like,
Yeah.
For the cause, man.
Exactly. It's for the benefit of everyone.
Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
like photojournalists or photographers, especially in live music, are
Yeah.
so fucking important.
But people don't understand that either. Like, especially people higher up the food chain don't
Yeah.
understand the value.
It's like people going to that show, like you'll still see photos from that show.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for us, well, I guess everybody like fucking, everyone's got their iPhones and shit now. Like anything they can just film, like on their Instagram story.
Yeah, but like,
But
it,
you get,
but
like-
you turn this like moment or this gig into a work of art,
yeah,
kind of thing.
and you choose like a select amount of photos, and that represents the show.
Yeah.
And yeah, honestly, like to me, that holds so much. I hold so much value to it. And yeah, it like, nah, I'm in it for the rest of my fucking life. I can't do anything else.
Yeah.
I physically cannot do anything else. If it's not physically creating something,
Yeah.
I can't do it.
I'd love to go back to school, and Mr. Boylan, because like I did
Boylan.
visual arts, like year 8,
Yeah,
like year 7, year 8, year 9, year 10.
yeah,
I was dog shit. Like,
Yeah?
just in the whole art thing, like I wasn't interested at all.
Yeah.
And like, I'd love to go back and just say, hey, dude, this is what I'm doing now, and see if he'd be like, I knew you had it in you, or if I was like, never would have fucking expected you to do this shit.
I remember. It was really sad actually when we all went to Sawyer's funeral.
Yeah.
And then we went to the office. And then we met up with Trent Masters and
Yeah.
Brett Foster.
Foster went.
Yeah, man, he was
Wow.
there. And like we all had a chat to him after, and he's
So
like,
just for reference, that's our old PD teacher, who
Yeah.
was your year coordinator,
he was my year coordinator.
your year coordinator, and then
the
our vice principal,
yeah.
who's terrifying, for the record.
shaved head and the scar down the
He
back
is
of his
the
neck.
ultimate.
He didn't have a neck.
He didn't have a neck, and his ears, like the cauliflower ears from playing footy. Oh
yeah.
no.
Well, you played for Australia or Wallabies. Or
I don't know
something?
if he
Yeah,
ever did, but he was good.
Yeah,
and he coached everyone.
Terrifying person.
Yeah,
but yeah, he came. Those two were down like, at the funeral, and like we had a chat with them after, and they were like, "Well, so you guys have been out of school some time. Like, what have you guys been doing?"
yeah.
Everyone's like, "Oh, like I'm doing my apprenticeship, like plumbing, or like a chippy, or like I'm in an office. I'm working for this company." I got to me, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fucking a tattoo out of my house. Got an apprenticeship in the city." And they're like, "Oh, that's pretty much exactly where I saw you'd be." I'm like, "Yeah,
really?
fucking oath. That's it."
Yeah, if I went back to my year coordinator, no way.
Yeah.
There's no way they would have seen this.
No.
Because I look back at myself, like in high school, I was like I was a jock, but not in like the whole broy sense. Just like I loved sport.
Yeah,
and that was kind of the only thing I had to my personality. I still love music, but like it was kind of like that hard, like I don't know what you'd call like melodic hardcore, like metalcore kind of thing.
Yeah, the yo-yos day.
Yeah, the yo-yos, like that was my kind of like music, but no one else at school would really listen to that except like a few boys that I didn't really hang out with.
Yeah.
But like it'd just be interesting to see people's perspective change because you don't talk to those people once you leave high school.
Nah, man. I still see Foster around my parents' place occasionally.
Oh really?
He I think his like youngest child is still in St. Kieran's or something, so I always see him around Manly Vale.
My mate had him as an Uber driver the other week.
Bullshit.
Yeah, he fucking full got in. And the guy, so Mr. Foster didn't recognise him, but apparently all he was talking about was his son, who's this star cricketer.
Oh my fucking
But our
God.
friend who plays cricket goes, yeah, his son's not that good.
Oh, that sucks.
It's so funny.
That's a dad though.
Yeah, but he's fucking driving Ubers now. I'm like, oh, I would be shitting myself.
Oh man, if I got an Uber with you, I'd be like, "Hey man, yeah, I'm just going around the corner. Hey,
Let me
sweet,
out as
thanks.
soon as
Yeah, no,
possible.
you have the money." Fuck. Jesus.
All right, so why music, of all things, to photograph? I know, like you do a lot of street stuff and everything, but why music?
Because it's a part of my lifestyle.
Right.
It's something that's always there.
Yeah.
It's something that always has been and always will be there.
Yeah.
You know, it's really like, it's fucking everything. Like live music in general, and the lifestyle based around music.
Yeah.
Is something I will always document.
Yeah.
Sort of for a personal gain.
In what way, like a personal gain?
Just so I can look at them later.
Right, okay.
Just so I can have like, yeah, this is what I was doing at this time.
Yeah.
And these were my mates at the time. These are still my mates from fucking years ago.
Yeah.
And it's cool, like, it goes back to, my grandparents and my mum showing me photos. Like, it's always, like, growing up.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm taking photos of myself growing up.
Well, it's like, even, like, you showed me the photos, like, the old, like, a few music shots, but, like, you said, like, not Bray, like, Jez and Simo in the background.
Yeah.
Who were in, like, the DS originally. And they used to be a full melodic hardcore band, and now they've just put out their first full-length album, and it's like, fuck, like, that was 6 years ago you took that photo, and they're still going, and it's crazy how much changes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. I used to play in a band with Simo.
Yeah.
And our mate, Justin Sinclair. It was just like a 3-piece, like, straight up hardcore band. It was fucking sick, man.
What was the band name again?
Harsh Reality.
Harsh Reality. It's a good band name.
It was fucking cool, man. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was great. And then, and Simo played in a bunch of, like, mates' bands. And then
was it Brightener? Did he play in Brightener? Yeah, with Shane.
Yep. And then he was in Heartless.
Yeah, he always talks about Heartless. He doesn't always talk about it, but he brings it up a bit.
With, like, Ming and all that. Yeah, fuck. And then, look at him now, man.
Selling out, like, what, selling out two Sydney
ridiculous.
shows. It's
Holy
fucked.
Shit.
it's crazy to see like how fucked, like if you just like put your head down kind of thing, like eventually the talent will come out. Do you know what I mean? Like
Oh, absolutely.
you work your ass off to get the skills intact.
Yeah.
And then eventually it all comes together.
Yeah.
In this perfect piece of art.
No, they've worked, and it's showing.
Yeah,
you know?
I think so. But like you work with a lot of bands, so what, like the Darrens, Coffin,
Yeah.
Bullshit, who else?
Sean Oakley occasionally.
Yeah. The Boys.
Yeah. I've taken photos for Space Boys quite often.
Yeah, each went on tour with them, yeah?
No, that was Space Carbonara.
Can't keep up with these space people.
Space Carb, they're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
They're really cool. Oh, yeah, I went on tour with them. Well, I just did the first leg of their tour, like up to Brisbane and back.
Yeah.
And then I stopped off in Sydney. That was for the Dolphin Man Returns tour. I said their album, it's man.
Yeah.
Listen to it, It's
all
fucking
right.
really
I'll link
cool.
it wherever this ends up.
It's fucking sick. And then, yeah, I went on tour with Coffin, like last year.
Which you've just started developing the roles for.
Yeah.
Which is fucked to me. Because like, there's no way I'd be able to let those roles sit.
No, I wanna do a little something special with those photos.
Do it. I know what you're thinking about, but fucking do it. Because I know people would be into that. I know the fucking band would be into that as well.
No, I need to. I'll be disappointed if I don't.
I'll be disappointed if you don't.
But yeah, fuck. Who else?
And they're all like, besides Space Carb, like they're all pretty much Northern Beaches, like local.
Yeah, like
bands.
Sydney.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, all Sydney. I would like to. I'd like to go to Melbourne.
Yeah.
And shoot in Melbourne a bit.
Like live for a while.
Maybe.
Or, yeah.
Yeah. I wanna really. I don't wanna shoot live music there. I wanna shoot the streets there, but not like the streets of the CBD. Like the streets are like 20 minutes out of the CBD.
Like suburbia kind of thing.
Melbourne suburbs.
Why?
I just think it's culturally rich, man. Like there's so much happens in the suburbs around Melbourne, and it's like the suburbs around Sydney.
Yeah, like the inner west kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like so much shit happens, and I think that's a place to be.
I agree.
It's cool. Like I love the CBD. I love Sydney City.
Yeah,
it's great. It's a bit polished.
I just love going to like all the tourist places. Yeah, and just kind of like, it's pretty obvious that you're from here. Yeah. Kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? But like you still don't fit in with these people. Do you know what I mean? Like these people have all come here to see the Sydney Opera House or to see the Harbour Bridge. And like you're just there watching the people watch this thing. Yeah. And to me that's like, you're just invisible. Like they do not give a shit about you. They're here to see this monument. So
I was in it was the President's Lawn. I think that's what it's called. It's honestly the first time I've been there. It's above the Opera House, like that garden.
Oh, yeah.
Like the presidential something. And when I had a bottle of wine and half a pack of smokes up there, watching the fucking Sydney Harbour Bridge, I was like, this is crazy. Yeah. Like, this is normal for me. Yeah. And it's bizarre. And people, like, come here from overseas
we take
just
it for
to
granted,
see that.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there with a fucking camera, a bottle of Passion Pop. It's fucking crazy, man. And he's walking by, I'm like, hey, mate, how's it going? I'm like, oh, fuck.
Oh, mate, you are from here.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. No, exactly. You can watch people watching the sights. That's cool, though. Yeah,
it was cool. It was just kind of like, it's the same in like the States when I toured there. Just like, you go to DC and like you like see like the Abe Lincoln like kind of.
Everyone's there for the same reason.
Everyone's looking at this thing, so like you could be doing whatever the fuck you want, and no one's paying attention to you. Do you know what I mean? Like
snap pictures.
Of so I was taking photos of all these fucking people, and they had no idea because they were just in tourist mode. And I was like, this is the best. Like I don't.
Like, they're just taking a picture behind me. It's fine. Yeah.
Like same with like New York. Like New York people in like they're such a different breed of people. Like they're a lot like Sydney people in terms of. Yeah, they're just like, I need to get from here to there. I don't like. I'm just going for it.
You're an asshole if you're in front of me.
Exactly, but like you can take photos of those people. Yeah, because those people don't give a shit.
They make great subjects.
They do. There's this guy I watched like a 7-minute video on last night who I already follow on Instagram. His name's like, is it Arnold Daniel or Daniel Arnold or something? I'll show you afterwards.
Yeah,
but he
please.
just goes around the streets and just takes these weird fucking
Yeah.
photos of these things that are just slightly off kilter. And I was
Wow.
like, yeah, this is very, very good street photography.
That's cool. Yeah, I'll be really into that.
So you do a lot of writing and stuff
Yeah.
to accompany your work,
Yeah.
which I think, like, I'd love to do something like that, but I just can't write.
Yeah.
So why do you do that? What do you get out of writing that sort of thing, and what goes into your writing?
I can put more of myself into it. I feel like a photo isn't enough.
Right.
If I put a piece of paper with some words on it, it's more me.
But like, what are you writing, kind of thing?
It can be what the photo is about, or it can be the complete opposite. It can be like about the composition and what's in the photo and where I was.
Yeah.
Or it can be what I was thinking that entire day.
Right.
Or that entire month, you know. It's I like to just put my pen in my book and start writing.
Fuck.
Jeez.
As soon as I saw the light flicker,
Yeah, I saw that from out there.
I saw like that flicker. I was like, this is gonna be big.
Yeah, I like to just write, and it's freeing for me.
Like some sort of therapy kind of thing.
Almost. Yeah. I don't like to think of things as therapy.
Well, not but like in terms of like it's therapeutic to get like you're kind of out of your own head.
It's refreshing.
Cause like I do that, but I'll do it with like jobs, like in terms of like I'll do like my to-do list, so like I don't have to think about it anymore. It exists on that piece of paper. Or like, if I'm trying to plan a shoot, like I'll have all these ideas in my head, but I'll put them on paper because I'm like, all right,
it's visualizing things.
Yeah, they're also now out of my head, so I don't have to think about it. I know they exist on that piece of paper, so if I need to think about it, I'll go back to that piece of paper.
Yeah, exactly.
But in terms of what you're writing, is that the same sort of thing?
Kind of, yeah. It gives me an outlet to put what I'm thinking onto a piece of paper, and then I do feel better afterwards. I've visualized what I'm thinking, and it's in front of me.
Yeah.
And I do feel like I can no longer think about it for a brief period of time.
Right.
And sometimes the words make sense, and sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
But I fucking love it anyway, you know?
Yeah.
It's me. Like, what I write is me. I'm not trying to write to sound like anyone. I'm not trying to write a certain style as similar to someone. I'm trying to write for me.
But do you like it? Because this is such like an unnatural concept to me, because I don't do it, so I don't understand it. But like, do you write like you think, or do you think about what you write down before you do it, so that you can like piece it together perfectly? Or do you just like, whatever you're thinking, like you'll phrase it like that?
I write from two perspectives. I write from, if you were to read it, it's as if you're reading a story.
Right. Like
But
a
then I'll
narrative kind of thing.
Yeah. So I'll refer to people as, like, I'll refer to myself as he.
Right.
And I'll refer to, like, anyone else as them, they, like, no one has names.
Right. Okay.
And it's always from, like, a novel kind of setting-ish.
Interesting.
But it's true events.
Yeah.
It's real things. And then I will write, like, typically, like, I feel like this, or I'm angry because of this.
So
and
first and third person.
Yeah. But then it just gets fluent. I like to read how I'm feeling in a story. I like stories.
Yeah.
A lot. And like movies and films and books.
Yeah.
Everything's a story. And everyone's like life clichely is a story.
Yeah.
But I'm writing it so I can read up on it later.
Yeah. So that you can, it's another form of documenting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I was listening to another podcast the other day. I think it was Will Anderson's one, and they were talking about how they love, like after they do like those like biographical kind of movies, but they'll sum up the rest of the people's life just in a paragraph.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how like they love, like how interesting it would be to like come to the end of your life and see how people like that would just sum up your existence in like
In a
3 or 4
paragraph.
sentences.
Fuck.
And it's like, whoa. Do you know what I mean? Like 70 or 80 years.
impossible.
Yeah, but like 70 or 80 years on this planet, it's like those 4 sentences will like define your legacy. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just like, whoa.
That's bizarre.
I'm like, I was in an alright headspace listening to it, and then I just thought about it and went, oh,
Fuck me.
whoa.
Holy dooly.
Yeah, it was just something I'd like never considered, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah. It's a head fuck. Alright, change of play. So I'm going to ask you one more, and then we'll get into like the...
Is this the fucking...
No, one more. So what's the whole point of this for you? You touched on it at the start, but like this whole photography documenting thing. You get to explain to a kid, so like you're 80 or whatever, and you get to explain to a kid why you did this. What's the whole point of this for you?
Because it really matters. To me, it really fucking matters.
Why?
It's real events. It's this world now that I'm taking photos of.
Yeah.
I'm writing about things that are actually happening.
Yeah.
Things that are going on. It's like you get on a timeline and you can just go in and look at photos from things, right?
Yeah.
I want to be the reason you can see those photos and you can see a brief period of time. And this is what northern beaches of Sydney was like for like a early 20-year-old.
Yeah.
You know?
For a hot minute. But like, do you know what I mean? Like in the landscape of, I mean, like in life, you know, we only exist for like a fucking blip.
Yeah. I think taking photos is so important because if you carry a camera around, you're literally taking photos of what you're seeing, right?
Yeah.
And you look at them later and you're like, oh, fuck, yeah, I remember walking down that street.
Yeah.
You look at them enough, you know that area.
Yeah.
And you start to like study it and then you can like recognize things from it.
Yeah.
And then it evolves. You walk down the street a couple more times, take a few more photos. You start getting an archive.
Yeah.
You start like, you can put like a book together of that one street and this is what it was like. And this is the like lifestyle that's in this street.
It's crazy how just like constantly going back to the same place, like you just get a feel of these things you don't actually pay attention to. Like, like a dumb example is like my room, right?
Yeah.
I'll like looking out my window. So like I'm looking just over my backyard. I can tell if the sunset's gonna be fucked just before it happens because of how the lighting changes in my room.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's normal like haze at 5 o'clock at the night. So I know something's about to happen or it's already happening. That's why it's weird. But it's stuff like that. Like you don't notice it until it changes.
Absolutely, man. No, I get that. It's like, do you feel like nostalgia from seasons or temperature or colors
and smells? Everything.
Oh man,
smell is like isn't smell like the most, like the biggest sense that's associated with memory? Yeah. Yeah.
I remember, just like there's a street down here. I remember walking down there, and I was at the time like I was at like my peak drug addiction. Yeah. I was like, I ruined a lot of people's lives. Yeah. And I walked down there, and it was when I was working there at this factory down there. And I walked by, and then like the sound of someone cutting like a board and the smell of just the area, it was like I was fucking back there. Really? I was like, holy shit. And it was just from like the sight and like smell of the place. And it was something I didn't even like, I was barely fucking conscious at the time. I don't even remember most of it. Right. But like, I remember what happened. And that's like, as seasons go, like you start remembering things that happened because of like the way the color looked at a certain time. Yeah. And to me, it happens a lot like with childhood. Yeah. Like, because they're like your first associations with that. And especially with like the beach and the water, like, you know, different, like when it's raining in the water, like you would just associate all those, because it doesn't happen that often. Do you know what I mean? Like you associate that and you just have like that whole nostalgia feel. Oh, being in it was like did you feel it was like a humbleness when you're in the water, like on your board, and it starts pissing down and everyone's just around like, sweet as fucking. What I love about it is that
you don't care if you get wet. So it's like you're experiencing the rain in like a different kind of environment.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you're walking down the street, it's like, fuck, I have all this shit on me.
Yeah.
But it's like you're in the water because you're here to get wet.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's your whole experience in the water.
And if it starts raining, it's just a whole other experience.
You just get to experience the rain for like its beauty rather than like, oh fuck, I'm wet now. I have all this like these wet clothes kind of thing.
So you're in the water and starts to, oh boy, it's fucking raining, don't want to get wet.
Exactly.
Let's go in.
Yeah. It's like, what are you fucking talking about? It's like, I love playing footy in the rain. It's because like you have...
I did love playing rugby in the rain.
You have nothing on you. You're just like, it's... Who cares if your clothes get wet?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just... It just adds like a dirtiness and like a rawness to the... Like what's supposed to be like a clean game goes out the window.
Every time... Oh man, if you want, you can fucking ask my parents about this. I was the most distracted child.
Yeah.
And I'm the most distracted adult. When I was on the rugby field, I'd be sitting there like... Or I'd be standing there, everyone's going about it, whatever they're fucking doing. I'm there like making like a Pac-Man face in the shadow. Like, oh, how fucking cool is this reflection? And then I get the ball, it's like, oh, I'm going to hit the legs. And then when it starts pissing down, it's like, I'll just fucking end up laying on the ground and start playing in the mud, man. It's like, I used to love, like, I hated rugby.
Yeah.
But loved going to footy practice when it was pissing down or when the sprinklers were on.
Yeah.
At Curl Park.
Yeah.
The fucking high-powered sprinklers.
The fucking best.
No, it's crazy how fucking... No, it's super strange how everything's like can be associated just by past.
Well, I've just got like... I like changing my deodorant every so often because it's like
oh man,
a new phase kind of thing. Like I remember the deodorants I had at like year 7, year 8.
Yeah.
And if I smell them, I'm taken back to like waiting out the front of Stella Maris for a bus after sport on a Thursday afternoon. Do you know what I mean? 100%. And like all those dumb 13-year-old and 14-year-old feelings that you just have at those, like that complete fucking naivety. It's just like, oh fuck. It's like all those links, those different links flavors. I'm like, oh.
I remember my mate Jake Couvre told me about this. Like he had this like cologne or men's perfume. It was like the 1 million. It had like the gold top.
I fucking have that. I've never used it. One of my like...
Man, it was one of my favorite ones.
Oh, really?
And like I smelt it and I was like, at the time I was like, fuck, that smells really good.
Yeah.
And then I went to the warehouse chemist in Manly.
Yeah.
I went and like racked a couple bottles of it and took it home and I used it for ages. And now as soon as I smell that, you know it instantly exactly what it is, and it takes you back to like the brief period of time you used it.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck, man.
But like to me, that's just like that's how photos work.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it transports you back.
Yeah.
To that, like that guy that photo I've got of the guy being dragged out of the pub. I can remember so vividly what happened before that. Like his mouth was bleeding. He kissed another dude, and then that guy's mouth was bleeding. And then he passed out. Oh man, like it's just so vivid. You know what I mean? Like it just takes you back, and it's like fuck the time and Tide Hotel. Like it's such a place where no one gives a shit.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like so many things would have gone undocumented there.
Oh, the fucking time.
But the fact that like me and James like Brickwood were there, we got the shot.
Yeah.
It's like, had we not been there, like that fucking dumb thing that happened would never have. And it's not that monumental. It's a guy being dragged. It's not like it's a guy being dragged out of a pub. It happens every fucking weekend on the beaches, right?
No, but it was a fucking timer, and you were there at the right place at the right time.
It was exactly right place, right time. But you know what I mean? Like if we hadn't been there, I don't think anything would have been lost. But it was like the fact that we were there, like we just shone a light on this dumb thing that occurs in such a weird way.
At the timer.
And people outside of the beaches won't understand just the dinginess of the timer. But
but every place has a timer.
Every place has a timer, but it's the sort of place that... What do they do on Thursdays? Is it Topless Thursdays?
Yeah, it's actually really gnarly to go down there.
It's like a super old, like...
I've gone into the timer to buy smokes on a Thursday, afternoon, like 4:30, so everyone's like finished work. It's all like the tradies and stuff, and it's like it's fucking gnarly.
Yeah.
Like the blokes you see down there, you're like, holy
like super
shit.
Salt of the earth, like kind of
oh
like...
my fucking god, like I'm just here to get my cigarettes and go home. Like
I forget that you live right around the corner from it. Like that would be your local because it's so close.
That's my local. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, every place does have one, but like
I love the Tamo, but I know the whole like. There's an atmosphere about it.
There is, yeah. It's like it hasn't aged at all.
No, man. Have you seen the photos inside the Timo
of
the Timo, like in the, like I think it's like the late 80s.
Yeah.
And it literally looks the same. Just
really?
Around it has just been
built
more
up.
Vegetation and built up. Yeah.
Wow.
And they used to use that back car park when a lot of people went there.
Yeah, right.
Like that place used to fucking happen.
Yeah.
And now,
it's just like it's just there. It exists.
They got the return in it, and that's it.
Fuck, that's so bad. All right. What other questions have I got? Oh yeah, let's do. All right, best and worst thing about the scene. Let's go music scene, like music / like photography scene.
Best thing. Everyone's fucking sick.
Yeah.
The worst thing, everyone's pretty shit.
I was going to say the exact same thing. My favorite thing about the scene is the people you meet. And then my least favorite thing is the people you fucking meet.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's such a difference. Like you, for example. Like you are one of the people I've met who just constantly like inspire me. And like drive me to think outside the box in terms of like what I do. I'm not here to make your head big. But like, I'm calling it like it is. But then there's other people I'm like, you fill me with such rage.
Yeah.
That it's just like, your existence in like your interaction with me does not better me at all.
Yeah.
It drags me the other way.
I've had conversations where like you may as well have just slapped me in the face. You know? Like I may as well just slap myself in the face to get over how shit that conversation was. So I've had like, oh man, I've met the best people in the world through photography and music, like you and the Darrens.
Yeah,
and
the Darrens.
Fucking every like Sammy disclaimer, like everyone, like best people I fucking know, like Coffin, all them. But then I've met some pretty terrible people as well.
Yeah, but it's like those people are so easy. Like people are very aware that those people suck.
Yeah.
And it's like...
I'm sure they're aware too.
I don't think so. These people, there's no way they're aware that they suck. I think most of them, they have no clue.
I remember this one photographer. I fully like cannot remember his name. I've only seen him like once or twice at a few shows.
Yeah.
And I went up to him like, I know when you rock up to a show with a camera and there's another photographer there, it's either like from that instance, like you look at each other, it's either you hit it off, you may hit it off, or you won't.
Yeah, see, I'll always smile, but I'll never go up to someone.
No. I'll like always be like, I'll look at them and be like, hey mate, how's it going?
Yeah.
I remember this one photographer, like, name slips out of my wallet, but I went up to him, I was like, hey mate, like, how's it going? Like, how's your night been?
Yeah.
Like, cool camera, like, what is that? It looks like a Sony, whatever. He's like, oh yeah, it's like the Sony this and that with this flash. It's pretty cool. I was like, yeah, sick. Like, fucking hell. It's like, do you have like Instagram or something? He's like, yeah, man, it's like this and that. And I was like, oh, sick. Like, I'll check it out. He's like, yeah, cheers, man. I was like, all right, cool. Like, yeah, my name's Grit. Like, nice to meet you. Like, we'll be taking photos. Like, please step in front of me whenever you want. Like, I'm a part of the crowd. He's like, yeah, sick. I was like, fuck you, dude. You're a cunt.
That conversation did not benefit me at all.
Yeah, it's like, it's like I feel bad for how nice I was being.
Yeah, you did not deserve it.
Yeah, I literally just went, I was like, hey mate, how's it going?
I went out of my way to like,
yeah. And I shook his hand and it was like a dead fish.
Oh man, that sucks. Like, there's a security guard at work who like, I love the cunt.
Yeah.
But he'd shake my hand and he just
I
had to pull him aside and be like, cunt, no.
Shake a hand.
firm. I want give me a fucking grip, all right? And so
Yeah.
he shakes my hand. It's like a good shake. I'm like, yes.
You want to hold hands.
Yeah, I want to fucking
But when someone just puts a hand out and you're squeezing their hand, it's fuck.
Like I'll actually just laugh. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Start slapping.
Even if I don't know them, like I've done it before. Like I've met people the first time and they're giving my hand that like that. I'm like, what is that? Like, do you want me to kiss the ring or like, like no fucking chance, cunt.
Fuck. But yeah, I've met some great people. That's probably the best thing. Oh, actually, there's two things for me: is the people involved and the places I can go.
Yeah.
All the time, the places I've been, that's probably my favorite thing about it.
Yeah.
Is like the amount of traveling I can do.
Yeah.
Which I think's sick. I love traveling.
Me too.
I love hitting the bus and going up the coast, down the coast, inland. Like you're going overseas and doing it.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't done that.
I'm so fucking excited.
But I want to, man. Like, that's gonna be so fucking cool.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I just want to be over
shit.
there now. I haven't even thought about it because I'm like, I don't want to spend
in another country.
I don't
You'll
want
be eating food in a different country. You'll be tying your shoes in a different country, man. Yeah. And taking photos for it.
Yeah, which is fucked.
Hell yeah.
It's crazy. It's batshit crazy. It's so dumb. All right, next one. So this is your daunting one.
Yeah.
So your two favorite pictures. So one that's technically the greatest, and one that's got like your favorite like kind of memory attached to it.
Probably. There's this photo I took on New Year at the Illawarra Leagues Club. And it was during Scab Baby's set.
Yeah.
And I got a photo of Tommy, the vocalist. He's like on his shoulder, like he's on the floor on his shoulders, like with his legs in the air, like still playing guitar. There was smoke in the back, so it cut the background. But you could still see the amp through the flash.
Yeah.
And through the like smoke. Like the composition's clean, like it's centered really well with everything weighting towards the top left.
Yeah.
But you can see like the mic stands in line with like the black carpet, so you can't really see it.
Yeah.
But when I took it, I didn't look at it. I don't look at my photos when I take them. I'm just snapping away and I'll look at them after. And I was going through it. I was looking at my camera and I looked at it and I was like, fuck off. Like that's something you'd see like in a fucking magazine.
Yeah.
And this was like raw, straight from camera, no editing. Like I didn't edit it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I look at it, I'm like, fuck. If I were to ever like pitch a photo to any like major magazine.
Yeah, that would be it.
That would probably be the one that I would put in there, like number one.
Yeah, right.
Like composition and I know aesthetic wise, that would be the one.
Yeah.
But then the one with most meaning. Oh man. That one fucks me up. That I hold so much meaning in. Like,
it doesn't have to be like meaning. It's just what was that? That's fine. It doesn't have to be meaning, but like more just like my one is the Coldplay one, and like I don't hold a lot of meaning in that Coldplay shot. I just so vividly remember the memory of Chris Martin running away from us, right?
Yeah.
And then
bolting
towards us as the confetti comes up, and I was in shock, and I didn't even look at the camera. I was just spraying it. Like, I wasn't even looking. And then I looked back, and I was like, fuck, one of them's in focus.
Yeah, you're just like, you don't want to look at it. You want to be away from people when you look at it.
And, like, everyone was like, did anyone get the shot? And I was like, no.
Nah, fuck
it.
it.
I didn't want anyone to see it.
Got it, yeah.
Because there was, like, all these old photographers, and I was just, like, this kid with this 24-7.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I looked at everyone else's shots, and I was like, I got the shot.
Yeah.
Like, it was,
Sucked in.
So it doesn't have to be, like, a significant, like, memory. Do you know what I mean? Like...
Probably. Can I say two?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Alright, fuck. They both have James Cathner in them.
Yeah.
The first one is at the mall car park under a green fluorescent on the X300 on Kodak 400
Yeah.
of James Cathener just standing on the staircase, just puffing his dart in his Black Flag shirt. And it's probably one of my favorite photos I've taken. I'll hold.
Why?
James is one of my best fucking mates.
Yeah.
And that time was when I had just stopped, or I'd just broken up with my girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
And I started hanging out with James a bit more, and then just from there it rekindled everything we used to have when he was in year 9 and 10.
Yeah.
And I was in year 11 and 12. And then literally I know I look at it now, and I had it pinned on my when I was working this desk job. I took it in and pinned it to the wall, and I was looking at it all the time. And it's fucking sick. I really want to recreate. I've spoken to him about recreating the photo, but it's an awesome photo. I've always just loved it. It's cut nose down, can't see his eyes. Just having a dart. You can see the tattoo I did on his hand when he was in. I think he had just finished school, and I did this fucking diamond on his hand right there.
Yeah.
In between the first and thumb. And I was fuck, I did it in his bedroom, and his dad comes up, and Greggy is the most Aussie bloke you've ever fucking met.
Yeah.
He's ex-lawyer, he's very switched on.
Yeah.
And he comes in and he just fucking kicks the door open. All you can hear is this BAM from the machine. And then Laura, his sister, jumps up. He's no, Dad, it's all right. Stop. And he's fist clenched. He's get the fuck out of my house. I was oh my fuck, packing my shit up. And then James is oh shit, what the fuck do we do? And I was let's go to the mall and finish it. He's no, can't. I was what the fuck? Why? There's PowerPoints and shit there. We can go to the mall car park and finish this tattoo. He's no. So we went to do you know Juncha?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to Jun's place and we finished it there. And his mum was yelling at him in another language. And she was getting angry. And I'm just sitting there tattooing. I was sweet, it's done. Can we leave? And I was that's probably why it holds so much meaning to me.
Well, because there's a decent story behind it.
Yeah, yeah. So it's probably that photo of James. Yeah, at the mall. That was 2014. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, 5 years ago. But yeah, I call it that. Yeah.
I love that.
Did I say my second one?
No, you didn't. Go.
It's the one from the poster.
Oh, really?
The Darren's poster, yeah, of all 4 of them playing.
Yeah? Love that.
Yeah. It's probably that one.
I'm going to include all these wherever.
Yeah, sweet.
In the link. I don't fucking know.
Hell yeah.
All right, last question.
Alright.
Dream job in this kind of space for you?
To keep doing exactly what I'm doing now.
In what capacity? If you had to
on a much larger scale.
Explain that.
The ideal job would be to be doing exactly what we were doing the other day.
Yeah.
To create photos, to make photos.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do as a job. That would be my ideal job, is to be paid for something I really fucking love doing. But I'm going to do it regardless.
We're going to do it regardless. But
But if you could get paid for it, that would be the most ideal.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with
Yeah.
you. Well, it'd be that for me, or a dream job would be running a shop where we do just that. We just sell our photos, other people's photos, but we develop, print, all that shit.
Yeah, yeah. Open up a fucking camera shop.
Yeah, and the other one's just constant full-time freelance touring photographer. To me, that's the end goal of this.
I always thought, I was if I could do 3 things, as one,
Yeah.
it's like, it can be done, but I don't know how to do it. I'm going to do it, but I don't know how.
Yeah.
It's tattooing, photos, and music. Those 3 things. I pretty much document all of them anyway.
Yeah.
And that's my life. So if I could get paid to do that.
Fuck that, bro. If you're just touring photographer and then pop-up shops
Yeah.
for tattooing.
It'd be cool. I would fucking love to own a camera shop or open up, like, buy, sell, film paraphernalia.
Yeah. And, like, also, like, developing and
Yeah.
printing
One-stop
and
shop.
Oh. And then, like, a framer as well. Like,
Holy shit.
handmade frame. Oh.
You get, like, a
Like
darkroom
like
print.
yeah, like a warehouse.
Yeah.
Like, where you just have, like, a studio, like, 25 different rooms where something different happens.
Fuck.
I was
Yeah,
looking at
that'd
those
be great.
warehouses just down the road, like where the chocolate box training is,
Yeah.
and they look fucking sick.
Man, I saw, I walk by there a lot, hey.
Yeah.
I walk to that servo, like, most days, and I'll
Yeah.
go get a mother from there. It's, like, consists of my entire diet is mother energy drinks. I'll walk down there, I'll grab a mother, and I'll walk back. And I always see this bloke, like, you know, like, there's that massive, like, block where all those warehouses
yeah.
are, right? You walk on the outside, and you're walking up, you know, where, like, the Skyline Bakery is.
Yeah.
There's just, like, where those buildings start, there's this really narrow one. And there's this bloke always sitting outside having a dart there. And I went out there the one day, like, I walked past there the one day, and I didn't have any smokes. I was like, oh, mate, like, can I please buy a smoke off you? He was like, oh, no, mate, don't worry about it. Like, gave me a smoke, handed me his lighter, and we had a cigarette. I was like, hey, don't mind me out. Is this your place? And he's like, yeah, like, I own this. This is my place. I was like, fuck. And it's, like, probably, like, the same length as this.
Yeah.
Like, good, like, 7, 10, 15 meters maybe.
Yeah.
But it's, like, narrow. And it's, like, his whole house is in there. I was like,
Really?
he was, like, a one-stop shop of, like, framing. Like, he just did it all in his own house. And he just sat there framing things all day. I was like, damn, man, that's fucking cool.
That is very fucking cool.
I was like, shit, like, yeah, imagine opening up a little, or, like, getting a little warehouse there.
Yeah.
And doing everything. You
And,
fucking
like,
do everything.
See, I just love to open a place where, like, you don't rely on foot traffic, because that's what drives the price up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, at the mall, like, you pay a fucking mozza because it's like a shop, and you
Yeah.
like want foot traffic. But, like, I want to have a place in the middle of fucking nowhere that people.
You're gonna come for, like,
you
a
have
few hours. Like,
You don't even have to come for a few hours, but, like, people have to go out of their way to come here. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they were just like, oh, I'm gonna go do my groceries and I'll pop into the shop. Like,
yeah. Like,
I want to get these fucking prints done, so I'm gonna
so
go
this is where
to
I'm
there.
going. Yeah.
Kind of thing. That's always been like the dream.
I spoke to Courtney about it heaps, and I, like, fucking chew her ear off about it. And it's like opening up a camera shop and, like, yeah, buying and selling film and film cameras and cameras in general, and, like, printing and developing it. I just do it all the fucking time, and I've told her so many times, like, I'm gonna do it, and I never fucking do it. But I have so much shit in my room.
Yeah.
That's just, like, I want to, if you, like, say you want to go take a photo, but you don't know what to do, you don't know, like, where to go, or you don't know what camera to get, like, you come to us.
Yeah.
That's where you go, and we'll sort you out. We'll sort you the fuck out. And you're going to come back that same day with that roll of film, we'll develop it, and you'll have those photos.
Yeah.
That's it. That is a fucking ideal job.
Fuck that. Like, we'll teach you how to develop it, and then
Yeah, you can go home and do it.
You can fucking go home and do it.
Yeah.
That's what that's a fucking dream.
Fuck yeah.
All right, we've been talking for like an hour and a half.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So
All right.
thank you so much for coming on.
No, thank you. Thank you for coming to my house.
Always. Anything you want to plug?
Huh?
Anything you want to plug? Like, promote?
Check out Patohara.
No.
There's actually
Your promotion, your stuff.
for
Anything.
me. The Gutter Journals.
Yeah, on Facebook.
Yeah, the Gutter Journals.
All right, I'll add a link to that.
Yeah, that's
And
it.
I'll add your Insta and everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Gutter Journals, like, I want it to a collective. People send photos in. I don't want it all to be me. I want everyone else. You know.
Good.
It's gonna be a huge thing.
It will be.
Yeah.
We're gonna you're gonna bring that up off the ground.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Good. All right. Thank you so much.
Sweet. Fuck yeah.